We all need to come to the end of ourselves. And I recognize this moment in time frequently when someone comes into a meeting for the first time. They're done, they're desperate, they're in despair, they've come to the end. What's curious is some people proceed to come consistently and to listen to others and to pursue health in a very consistent and stepwise fashion. Other people, for them, it's like they come, we listen, they burp, and then they go back to the same mess until they get to another point of like, oh, I cannot take this anymore. So they're not done living in crisis. They're not really ready to hear the truth. They're not really ready to move forward. Something about the status quo of the way things are is still appealing to them. They have this illusion that they can manage, that they're in control of themselves in the situation. They've got illusions, delusions, and confusions, and they're not ready to let go of any of that yet. May 27th. There have been days when many of us felt that good times would never come again. After so many disappointments, it seemed too painful to continue to hope. We shut our hearts and minds to our dreams and stopped expecting to find happiness. We weren't happy, but at least we wouldn't be let down anymore. Caring, hoping, wanting, these are risky. But as we recover from the effects of addiction, we may find that the risks are worth taking. In time, it may not be enough to simply avoid disappointment. We want more. We want rich, full, exciting lives with joy as well as sorrow. Just finding the willingness to believe that joy can exist in our lives today can be very challenging. But until we make room in our hearts for good times, we may not recognize them when they arrive. Nobody is happy all the time, but all of us are capable of feeling good. We deserve to allow ourselves to experience every bit of joy life has to offer. Today's reminder: I will not let the fear of disappointment prevent me from enjoying this day. I have a great capacity for happiness. Here's the quote: I want to grow in my willingness to make room in my life for good times, having faith in their arrival and patience in my anticipation, living with sobriety. And as I was reading it, one of the things that came to my mind is that things can change and they can change on a dime. You'd be surprised. But you've got to pivot and you've got to take consistent steps towards health and not, you know, waver back and forth in your resolve. You actually have to resolve and do better. It's resolve that where I see big changes in people's lives. That's why we can't prop people up. We can't tell them what to do. We can't, push them in any way because it takes resolve to change. It takes resolve to solve our own problems. And you can't give that to someone. That has to come from within the individual. There's no shortcuts to that one. That's why when we look at others, we go, you know what? They're gonna change. They're gonna face things when they're ready and not before. And there's no pushing them in that direction. That's they're gonna do it in their own time and in their own way. I hope you hear the truth in these words. Blessings on your day.